Hey, this is Joey Davidson, Senior Editor at Techno Buffalo, and I'm here with a look at The Amazing Spider-Man.
Potential theft reported, over.
Alright, The Amazing Spider-Man, the video game, is an epilogue to The Amazing Spider-Man film, which will release on July 3rd in the States. This game has been published by Activision. It's available right now. It was developed by Beanox. Beanox, they made other Spider-Man games like Shattered Dimensions. They've made good Spider-Man games and bad Spider-Man games. Me, personally, I love Spider-Man 2, and my favorite Spider-Man game is Ultimate Spider-Man for the Xbox, PlayStation 2, and GameCube. I feel like that's really the best in the series. I know that some folks are split between that and the original sequel, but I'll go either way. This game it's okay so far. It's in kind of a mix of that Batman Arkham City hero mechanic where you have a semi-open world or an open world, and it shares some of the combat similarities and the upgrade system, which you just saw me flipping through. So I will tell you two things before we get too deep into this action. I cut out all of the loading scenes. Anytime you transition from one area to another, that means outdoor to indoor or indoor to outdoor, you incur a loading screen that for me has been at least 30 seconds. I do not have this game installed on my Xbox 360 hard drive, so that might explain some of the loading time, but get ready to load a lot of crap. And the other thing, I try to avoid some spoilers. The only thing that you're going to know about here is that there are some genetically altered people in the city and there's an infection going on, which pretty much is all of superhero stuff. Everything ever. So we'll let this spin for just a little bit and then I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, so if you've already played a Spider-Man game in the past, and you're likely noticing that the traversal system, the web-slinging system, is a little bit unique here. Beanox zoomed in right up on Spider-Man's back. In other Spider-Man games, you're kind of a little bit further behind him, but this effort to zoom in during web slinging and swinging around the city kind of gives you a sense of motion and more speed. One thing that it doesn't really help is the vista lookout of the city. You're also seeing the web rush mode here. You can literally just perch on objects around the city. You hold down the right bumper and all of a sudden you've got this time freeze, which allows you to zip to certain locales and different locations on screen. This is another section that I cut out, the interior of Peter Parker's apartment, but once we get out of that we'll do some more mission type stuff.
Connor's cure needs a DNA sample from the creature that infected everyone back at Oscorp. I think it's in the sewers.
What are you looking at? There you are. Whoa, you got me out. Why are you taking me back, huh? All right! Listen, okay. Throw away the key.
10:30, mugging in progress, over.
Now I know what they're up to. They won't know what's coming.
What's up, Spider-Man? You're gonna like this one. I've got a secret lab nearby. Is it affiliated with Oscorp, or is it part of Alistair Slythe's secret agenda? Inquiring minds want to know. I only have the coordinates, but from what I gather...
And I'm going to completely disregard this secret lab here, because I want to go on to the mission ahead. But that is something that I've noticed so far about this game. It does force you into interiors almost constantly, and the thing about interiors, they sort of suck. Spider-Man is all about speed and just this massive sense of exploration and getting around New York really quickly with this really dynamic web-swinging capability. This game, every mission I've played so far has been inside. Get ready for a nice glitch out. Yes! Look at that! Okay. I don't really like the interior stuff here in this game, and I've probably played it for maybe 2-3 hours at this point, and I've spent the majority inside. And they're not all big open areas like you're seeing here. I mean, I've literally been crawling in air ducts. I mean, Peter Parker makes jokes about being in air ducts the whole time. But you are presented sometimes with little mini puzzles, and that's something that I've got here. It takes me a little bit to kind of figure out what the heck I'm doing. But I do like the fact that Beanox decided to take a different approach to Spider-Man. So far, the story has been actually rather decent, which is not something that we can normally say about movie spin-offs or tie-ins. As an epilogue, this works so far. I haven't seen The Amazing Spider-Man, but I'm entirely familiar with his origin story and the Lizard and everything else. I'm a big comic book nerd, so that's cool with me. But I will say that like I said, to me, a Spider-Man game is more about web swinging than it is about fighting interiors. It's about meeting supervillains and kind of trying to figure out ways to beat them, and it's also about getting around Manhattan quickly. And so far, at least this early onset of this game, I've done less traversal and more just exploring the interiors of weird places like this sewer system. But it does bring up some interesting Spider-Man mechanics. I just walk right through this poison, I don't even care. Which we'll see here in just a second.
Give me a break. All these different tunnels? I didn't sign up for the grand tour. Maybe it's time I start thinking like a spider. There it is. Maybe if I stay quiet, I can... Oh, come on! It hurts me more than it hurts you! You're going down! Here's some more! People are starting to turn. Looks like this virus is more aggressive than anyone thought. I gotta work fast before it's... That's even more.
Alright, before we let this close out, I will say that we do have a review for this game coming probably early next week by the time that I beat it. So far, it's a decent Spider-Man effort. I won't put it on par with Spider-Man 2 or Ultimate Spider-Man just yet, but again, I'm only a few hours into the experience, so I'll stay with it and let you guys know. You can read the full review sometime next week on technobuffalo.com. Alright guys, take it easy.